Well, hello there, chat. How's it going? I hope everybody's well. Enjoying their Wednesday. Some of you, Thursday morning, I saw. Thank you all for joining me. My name is Tatro here with ADSR, as I am every Wednesday for the Production Challenge, a challenge we run every week with our community on Discord. Everybody gets a chance who is in the Discord, which if you're not in it yet, use the link in the description to join us. Everybody gets a chance to follow a certain prompt that we give every week. Give your best attempt at the challenge and submit it. And we pick 3 winners each week. People that stand out from the crowd, people that went above and beyond for the challenge. And those folks get prizes, including a $100 ADSR store card, which is good for anything that you can buy on the ADSR store. Like you've seen me use plugins, samples. There's even some courses on the store. You get the amazing glow of Production Challenge winner in Discord, and you also get a cool limited edition ADSR t-shirt. But one standout, I should say, one standout entry each week gets a little something extra, usually like a plugin. And for this week's challenge winner, they are going to be getting the Super VHS by Baby Audio, as well as the Smooth Operator. And I say winner, but what I really mean is standout, of course. So if you like free plugins, if you like buying samples or buying courses or buying plugins, this sample challenge is for you. Or if you just like a community that's going to give you solid feedback and teach you all about like how to make your music better, take on a good challenge, I would say you might enjoy this challenge for real. Of course, this week the challenge was to create a villain theme. So I'm excited I'm going to take on the challenge a little bit, continue some work I did last week. Then we'll review the 3 top submissions from the community, celebrate those, and we'll talk about next week's challenge, which of course is to make an anthem to celebrate ADSR's birthday. Happy birthday, ADSR. 11 years, I believe. Formerly known as like MassiveSynthesizer.com or something like what was the original name? ADSR, help me in chat. But it's a happy birthday to ADSR. And I feel like that's up for a lot of interpretation. And we'll have a prize next week for that as well. Of course, we'll have the normal prize, $100 card for the top 3, $100 voucher for the store. Limited edition t-shirt, glow in the Discord. But the winner of next week's challenge will also be receiving, the one standout will also be receiving Shaper Box 2 by Cable Guys. Ain't that something? So if you're not in our Discord, the lesson is join our Discord, participate in this weekly challenge. Most of you are making music all week anyway, so why not just take on a challenge, get yourself the potential to win, have your music showcase on stream, connect with a cool community. You know the deal, my friends. Thank you all for being here. I want to say hello to everybody who's in chat so far. Hello to Drunk Bishop, James Murley, Tiny Bites, William C. Beckham. Hello, thank you for being here. Eamon. Who else? Ika, Larry Boy. Hello. Thank you all for being here. My dad's in the chat as well. Thanks everybody. I hope you're all having a good day. Very cool, yes, but ADSR has certainly come a long way. It was originally MassiveSynth.com. We also had Reactor tutorials, machine skills, and then it got so crazy that ADSR was born. So shout out to ADSR. Oh, and it's Dean from Cleveland, Ohio over on Facebook. Hello, Dean. All right. This background music is a lot right now. All right, the challenge this week was, of course, to create a villain theme. And a lot of you took on this challenge and did really well. I actually like a lot of the submissions that came in this week. But I noticed a first of all, one thing I noticed, which, by the way, I'm using a complete Control M32 today, and we're using Ableton Live. One thing I noticed about some of the submissions is I definitely set people on a specific path. There were many that submitted a sort of like trap influenced villain theme, and I didn't mean to necessarily push everybody in that direction. That was my approach. So going forward, when I do my little demo for the upcoming challenge, don't feel like you have to do exactly what I do. or not exactly, but don't feel like you have to take the same approach. But also, one thing that I think everybody could have worked on would have been a more present theme. And what do I mean by that? Let me kind of demonstrate here, because I already started this challenge last week. So I'm going to just show a little bit of my approach to the challenge, and then we will move on to the submissions. But let me just talk about theme for a moment. And if you came to my Friday stream last week and we talked all about melody and coming up with melodies, this is definitely relevant to that conversation. A lot of you came up with really awesome dark sounding music, but I felt like a lot of it lacked a specific theme that you could play it with one finger and everybody would know what it is. So like you think of the Imperial March or like Kylo Ren's theme. I don't even remember how Kylo Ren's theme goes. Let me get a longer string sound. Please give me strings. Yep. There we go. Like every superhero has like a really good theme. Avengers, dun, 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 dun. You can all sing it basically. It's a theme you can sing, and every time that character or something happens that has to do with that character on screen, that theme can come in, and it can come in different iterations. So I was looking for a lot of the one little theme that could stick out, and I felt like, oh, like Jaws. That's actually a very good example. Drunk Bishop, thank you. And that's like a very, very simple one. Everybody knows that one. I think Star Wars is just a great example for themes because there's so many characters and a lot of them have their own themes. The Force has its own theme, things like that. But when you are, I know it's not a film scoring challenge necessarily, and everybody was having fun with it, but I did expect to hear more distinct themes, which is why here in my example, I wanted to come up with a very simple 4-bar melody theme. The idea here being that every time this villain arrives on screen, that could play. But what you hear a lot of the time in different movies is the theme of the villain doesn't often just live on one instrument. It has the potential to be heard on many different instruments. Depending on the situation, right? You might get to the underwater section of the movie or something. What sound is this that I have? Or like a super dreamy section of your movie. And I know that's a little low in the mix probably, but you want to be able to pass this theme around to different instruments so that it can all come together and be used in different circumstances. Okay, that's my spiel on theme. For now, let me just move along and keep on going, trying to continue this theme. I think I have a good basic theme down. I don't remember what I did with this project. I remember that I used a drum loop. Oh, there's going to be a lot happening right now. Let me pull back on some of these things and then bring them back in. So we do have drums and we have some chops. We have some brass. Where is that brass? So loud. All right, basic backbeat. Again, I've got it playing on the synth. We've got these ominous tones playing here from Serum. I'm gonna take that harsh synth away for now, or actually, here we go. Let's bring the strings, brass, everything in so it's like big, epic orchestral. I just layered the heck out of this. All right, there's some stuff clashing there, but in general, I'm gonna go ahead and move all this over and let's see if we can build up a little bit of a journey here. and we'll add to this. But that's like the basic idea, basic theme on top of some other layers. So I'm just imagining a scene. Perhaps this is the scene where the villain arrives for the first time. Let's see how we can introduce it. Actually, if I can get some soft piano going, which I don't think I have loaded. Oh, maybe I do. What's this? Organ. Let me switch this up to a soft piano. And let's play it. Remember, I just talked about having the theme passed around to different instruments. We have this flowing. So something like this as a quick intro, I am going to stretch these tones out a bit more so that they keep playing legato. And I have a little bit of time to do some incidental stuff. So let's consider this first 8 bars the intro. And this is getting really into like film scoring territory, the way I'm going to structure this. It's not going to be like a typical beat, but a little bit of switching things up for today. Why not? I'm just going to lay down the theme on like a high piano. Not really on time with anything, but I'm going to lay that down there regardless. And let's wash it out with some reverb. And I'm going to go 1 octave lower. I think I was a little aggressive to play it that high. Just a little introduction. Push it over to the right. Okay, that's fine. What else can we add to create atmosphere, though? I know I have this little percussion hit. Let me copy this over. I don't know what that's going to sound like here. And just have it maybe hit once here. Because when you think about it, if it's a villain theme and we want people to be scared of the villain, you can create uneasy feelings for sure with your music. We've got strings, strings, strings. I've got so many layers. Oh, I do have the 808. That I can't hear because I'm playing too high. Cool. We got the saucy 808. Let's bring that up. All right, I can introduce that. That's a good spot for it, I think, actually, right there at the end. So we're slowly starting to introduce elements that we already have in the beat, in the original kind of theme that we came up with. Oh, I forgot that I introduced this synth. Hello. This is just like a serum preset. Actually, let me take a look at this. Yeah, this is from that Outrun pack. It's kind of like an 80s synthwave inspired pack. Let me see if I can. Oh, that sounds robust and dark. Let's try this here. Sorry guys, I saw my screen kind of blanked out there for a minute. I don't know why it's doing that, but I can secure the connection. Never done that before. Interesting. I'm gonna switch my camera really quick and just adjust. You guys, thank you for being patient. I don't know what's going on there, but I think we're good to go now. If it keeps happening, we'll find another solution. Okay, so we added that universal bass, that really deep bass from that Outrun pack. You can see that I adjusted the high cut and recorded some automation there just to filter it in as we go. So clearly we're building to something, and that also gives me the idea to do some filtering on this serum synth as well. We can bring it more and more open, but I also think it would be fun to have like a really unclear reverb at the beginning and then bring it down and bring the room size down slowly as we go as well. Here we go. Uh-oh, it's the villain. He's coming for you, teacher. Exactly. Interesting. And one other cool thing we can do to build suspense here is use the auto pan. If I'm in audio effects, auto pan. Okay, let's drop auto pan in there. Now, instead of having it bounce between the ears, let's just put it in phase. And I can put this in time. All right, and as we play with that, obviously I'm changing the rate, but if we also change the amount, it'll be really, really effective too. So let's start like way up here. And then somewhere down the line, maybe like 3/4 of the way through, we'll start drastically dropping. We could drop all the way down to 32nd, I would say is probably enough. And amount as well. I'm gonna bring the amount up over time. And I wanna do it semi-gradually. Which, by the way, I only want this auto pan to be on in this section. So I'm going to turn it off, then automate it on for these 8 bars. What did I just do with this amount? So yeah, really getting a spike there at the end. There we go. And it just builds and builds and builds like that. Guys, the screen went out again. The villain is really coming for me. Sorry about that. I don't expect it to continue to happen. All right, you can see I'm just playing with the curve there. I want to move through this so we don't, so the villain doesn't have his chance. So we've automated that. That's a fun way to build suspense. I think this sounds a little bit loud in the mix with everything else. It needs more reverb for sure. Okay, HDMI cable. What's the issue here? I'm going to keep rolling, chat. One more time, and I'll take a second look. Everything is connected so carefully. So I'm just going to wash this out in reverb. See how doing something like that, I didn't really add a lot of size to it. I just kept it the decay time at the normal decay time, but putting it to 95% wet makes it sound so much further away. So space isn't always about left and right. Sometimes it's also about volume, and sometimes it's also about like a way I try to make things distant is turning that dry wet up on the reverb. It's not just for like a big echoey reverb effect. It can also push something farther away. All right. So this is our intro. A little bit loud. All right, and now we gotta bust through the door with this drum beat. Let's get to the point already, because a little bit of what I talked about last week was that I absolutely wanted to do a score that was a little bit leaning into the modern direction and wasn't just you know, because I like making beats, and I think a lot of you like making beats. So I wanted to bring that flavor for sure. So do we drop the 808 right there? What we absolutely need is the bass line, because once we've given ourselves the bass line, oh. Let me start up here. Let's drop that right there. Echoes the bass line, kind of. Record. 1, 2, 3, 4. me make sure actually, why am I doing, oh yeah, I guess I can't do that because the 808 glides and stuff, but nonetheless, let's do this. 1, 2, ready, go. And we have that as a loop, and that's just the bass line. I'm almost convinced I want that down an octave. Okay, I'll take that. The 808 isn't hitting as hard. Hey Teacher, do you have a favorite reverb for creating large realistic spaces? Honestly, I use the Ableton stock reverb a lot. I don't really dive that deep in with the reverbs. I mean, they've got the hybrid reverb, which has the pulses, which is pretty realistic, I would say. I mean, I don't have that much of a discerning ear for that kind of thing. Maybe others do. It sells me enough with the impulse reverb and the hybrid reverb that if they went and took the impulses from the real places, that it's probably pretty real. Now, the thing is, do I want to lock my envelopes and bring in this ominous kind of high synth thing in here? Probably. Good. Yeah. Oh, well. I think I'm going to bail on that 808 for now. Oh my gosh, the villain is really coming for us, my friends. It does not want you to see my screen. Here guys, I will show you a wide cam of my studio while I try to reattach this HDMI cable, which is plugged in properly. You know, sometimes things are finicky. Maybe the dongle, we all love dongles, right? Perhaps it's plugged in upside down. Do I think that should make a difference? No. But will I try everything to make sure you guys have a great stream to watch? Yes, of course. All right, the dongle is connected. The HDMI is connected. If I get the light on the wall, oh, light on the wall came on and then turned off and then it came on again. So who can say? Nonetheless, here we are, back again. Let's go ahead and show you my screen. A little behind the scenes look, my friends. Wow, that is a lot, the studio. I know, my friend. It is a lot. It's too much. All right, what was I doing again? I would really love a crash. And how long am I going to go here for? I'll go for about like 7 more minutes on this. The point is not really for me to really just go for the challenge. I really want to showcase everybody else's music. But nonetheless, I think these demos are semi-helpful. All right, that's a hip-hop and drill kit from Audio Caviar. I definitely need one shots, though. Spicy vocal trap. That's MIDI presets. Lo-fi jams. Construction kits. Nobody wants to give me a one shot. Oh. That's kind of bizarre. I like using bizarre things for weird little incidental things. So let me drop that there. And let's turn it into a big old crash with another reverb. Reverb is our friend sometimes. What do you think, guys? Was the dongle plugged in the wrong way? Does it need to be a certain way? All you engineers out there, all you super smart people. Am I crazy? I feel like that shouldn't matter. Cool. That's fine. A nice little splash of noise here. That is such a low bass, but I'll take it anyway. Let's bring the highs down for this. Yikes. Yes, and I had filtered that out. Okay, I have an idea. Let's filter it back in. So over this whole thing, why don't we bring that high cut up on this really, really harsh synth? Again, making people feel uncomfortable. It's a villain, it's scary. And I did end up using a drum loop last time, so there's not really much I can do in terms of like, oh, let's drop the kick out. But I, of course, can try to just filter out the lows if I did want the kick to drop out. Let's give that a go anyway. All right, and then we're just gonna drop on bar 17 because why the heck not? We're breezing through this. Just put the reverb there. And then we've already put a reverb on this. Let me show the automation. Let's turn it on for this back half. Turn it on. Automation very much key here. And let's go ahead and bring that dry wet up over time. So now we'll have this. Okay, whew. Quiet down there, brass and strings. We're not ready for you yet. No, if the Mac is even slightly loose on the jack, it does that. Not all third parties fit. Yeah, that's why I bought the dongle directly from the Apple Store, because they do not sell like a decent dongle that has the ports that I need. But alas. Oh, I do have these strings here. Okay, and then the drums drop out. Okay, little transition here. I'm just into like bringing things in, fading things in, filtering them today. So let's go ahead and fade that in. Boom, bring that up. So what I want to do there is a very aggressive cutoff where everything stops. Show automation, turn it off. Literally just taking every track that's playing, turning it off in that moment besides the strings. All right, and that includes this right here. And that also includes the return reverb, or else what was the point in turning things off if it's just gonna ring out with its reverb? Okay, boom. But the beat's gonna drop here. We have that heavy, heavy brass, which is mad loud in my opinion. We could probably pull back on that a little bit. And I've layered this theme several times. If you're explaining something to somebody and they're not getting it, you repeat yourself, right? Or if you want to emphasize something, you say it twice. Like if you want to emphasize something, you say it twice. With musical ideas and themes, same idea. You can stack them. You can also say it twice in a row. All right, there's a little too much brass going on. I'm going to just pull back on that. Because why not? And of course, I would introduce some counter melodies as well, because that melody is very, very distinct. So I might want to do some of the things we talked about in the melody stream, which would be like invert it or play some counter melodies with it, play with the timing. We notice, we talked about ascending and descending. I chose a descending melody for this theme. I think of a villain. I think of descent. I think they're falling deeper into like evil or something like that usually. And when they get redeemed, or if they get redeemed, it could then be transposed to a ascending melody. So essentially the same melody, but ascending. You know, that always happens. Too many villain redemption arcs in our modern day film, I would say. Let them be villains. You know, the Emperor in Star Wars, not a redeemable character. But that Star Wars has two main villains, right? There's usually like Darth Vader and then the main, you know, Emperor pulling the strings. I think that's okay. Give us one irredeemable and one irredeemable. Obviously, the only thing missing there is bass, which you can use strategically. I could have it not drop with bass here. And then it would add power to that second half. But you all know how it goes. You all get it. What is this? That's another trumpet. We don't need that. So just a quick example of a counter melody. I'll do it on this trumpet, even though I don't think it's a great sound. Just mirror everything that the melody does. Da-na-na. I'm just going to ascend every time that kind of descends. And then suddenly you have a bunch of parts that can work with each other. I think it's safe to say that, let that run back really quick. I think it's safe to say that all of the submissions you guys submitted are way cooler than this. But this is just probably total, 20 minutes of work today. Bit of trial and error last week. Well, you can see how this could evolve into something. This is really just a sketch at this point. And you can see how, like, in just 24 bars, we can build up a little bit of a story. Yeah, something like that. That's my take. You know, I just wanted to kind of explain the whole idea of the theme, because I felt like that was a little bit lost in the challenge and a lot of the entries. Even though a lot of you made really great, ominous, dark music, I didn't hear like a distinct theme in many of them. But nonetheless, they were all great submissions. And they sound way cooler than this. So I'm going to save that, exit it. And now we are going to look at some of the submissions. 3 of our top submissions for this week. The top 3 submissions every week in the production challenge get a $100 ADSR store card. Use that for samples, plugins, courses, as well as a limited edition ADSR t-shirt and the Glow of Production Challenge winner in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, use the link below. All right, where do we begin? One standout is winning some amazing plugins as well. I want to make sure I click on the right one here. Yeah, let's start with this one. Okay, this is a great entry. I thought this really leaned into the electronics in an interesting way. And it was just, you know, a different, I don't know, why don't we listen for ourselves. This is our friend Pendulce with his entry. Congrats, Pendulce. Thank you so much for submitting. Very dark. I just love the gritty sound right off the bat. Collapse. It's like trancey, which I think is cool. It's like this one for sure, The Matrix, like a villain in The Matrix. Walks into a club surrounded by like an entourage. Sunglasses, leather jackets. I think it's someone cooler than Agent Smith, Ed. main character just noticing that the main villain walked into the club. Or like a moment of realization. I wrote a story for all of these. Chase scene. It could definitely be developed into a chase scene. Yeah, I think one of my main note for Pan Dulce is for sure the structure could have been a little bit better. It kind of builds up in a really nice organic way from the beginning. That gets me excited. But then I'm curious about the idea behind the ending, because it kind of fades a bit. But maybe there's a story that you wrote in your head that I just didn't get. Matrix 4 is coming. I know, I am so excited. Is it really coming this winter? There's just some really classic like dubstep stuff happening here. Put that trance synth on top. But again, looking for that theme. Is there... Maybe this would be the villain's entrance in their song, but what is the theme? Question. But Pan Dulce, fantastic entry. You get that limited edition t-shirt, $100 ADSR store card, and the Glow of Production Challenge winner in the Discord. Thank you so much for that entry. I thought that was a really cool sound. Now the next entry is something special, combining a couple different disciplines here in this one, so I'm excited to show it. We have, I believe this person has actually won a previous challenge, but we have our friend Steven Scholes, who not only did a villain piece, but drew the villain as well. Let's give a listen to this. A lot of great artwork at play. It's of one villain and morphs into another, but there's a lot of key elements in this that are very, very common in other scores. Very cool sound design, using very unique sounds. That sound in particular, that alarm sound. Alarms are getting like a little overused in trailers, I think, but gritty. Boom. Yeah, isn't that dope? It changed into Black Mantis. Listen to those thick synths. And I love the sound of that percussion. So dope, right? Very cool concept. That's so dope. I don't know if Steven is in the chat with us. I don't think he is, but it would be great to know a little bit more about some of the sound design and the samples used, because I think like once it hits, it's just nailing all those classic film score sounds, right? Like Hans Zimmer-esque. Pretty much every trailer for an action movie is scored this way these days. You have that alarm sound, which I think is coming up here. There's two alarm sounds, the high pitch one and the lower pitch one. And I think Steven definitely has a career in scoring if he's actually interested in that. And the drawing is just mesmerizing to watch. I think this is a very smart thing for all you multi-talented people out there. If you can do it, pair like a nice art time lapse with your music. But isn't it just solid sounding? So one of the main reasons I chose Steven as a runner-up is because I know that he's taken away the winning spot before. And also this same thing, my same criticism as most of the pieces. What is the theme? It's very good, epic music, but what is this villain's theme? I think it's too much to say that the alarm noise would be like the distinctive feature, but I am looking for a musical figure that could be the theme. Just something to think about. Nonetheless, it's fantastic trailer music, fantastic scoring, fantastic villain music, and I think the art was so dope. And I love the whole like the Black Manta soldier concept. Very cool. Thank you, Stephen Scholes. Always bringing the heat. And finally, I think this is another community member, our standout submission here, which will not only receive the same thing as the other submissions, $100 ADSR store voucher, cool t-shirt, prestige in the Discord, but also a couple baby audio plugins. And I think this is pretty cool. This was, I think, one of the best takes of an electronic take on a clear villain concept. And it's actually the villain that I first thought of as like a reference point for a good modern villain score. Killmonger came to mind for sure. That Black Panther soundtrack is amazing. And our friend Aika did a great tune called Drillmonger, which I will play right now as long as I bring the volume up. So congrats, Aika. Thank you for this entry. I think it does a great, let's just listen. Then we'll talk a little bit more. That little whoop. And I love the concept of Drillmonger. I think it's just really unique to incorporate drill elements. Like, we haven't heard that yet, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong if you guys are watching something that has drill influence themes. But I think it's something we will see. And we'll all remember this day when we go to the Marvel movie and it's like a drill villain theme. And this one I think for sure had one of the best structures too. That choir. And that solid landing note, the enemy, the villain has arrived. I think structurally, one of the reasons I picked this one is structurally it's fantastic. The way you built up everything over time. The way we hit that hard note at the end, the way it builds from an epic string line, dun, 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 and then it adds that choir on top, which was an unexpected layer, but still cool. And then I already talked about the drill elements. I think the drill, that reverse 808 thing that happens, that was a really smart idea because that was unlike any of the submissions. And Aika says, major departure from my style of music and went very heavy on the production aspects and sound effects of this track. Well, it paid off. Oh, it's a harp. Very cool. But this was really great. This was a fantastic entry. Congrats to all the winners. Can we just hear that end one more time? I want to get to the choir. Where's that choir? It's got the vibe of Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting. Okay. Those are our submissions this week. Congrats to all three of the winners. Special congrats to Aika for entering. Aika, you've entered a lot of weeks before. Is this the first time you've been in the top three? I can never remember. There's too many weeks. let us know. Thank you. Congrats to all the winners. I mean, to all the winners and also to everybody who participated. I looked at a lot of other entries. You all did also a great job with like pairing visuals. I thought that was really cool. And we should, I don't know, find some other visual challenge or something in the future, because I think pairing with visuals would be cool to collaborate with some, like, not a filmmaker, maybe a filmmaker, somebody who just has cool footage or something. We could score not just a photo, but we could score maybe existing footage that is free to use. But yes, the next week's challenge, if you want to get involved, is to write a celebration track for ADSR's birthday. And what's crazy about this is so up for interpretation. Like, I have no idea. Like, it's almost like so wide of a concept that we could do anything with it. So I don't know. My first instinct is like, I think of a fun time. I think of high energy. I'm not really sure what genre I want to go for, but I think some shaker could work really well. So where do I want to start? I'm just scanning through. Oh yeah, I have the Ghost Project kit, which I believe has some drums in it, if I copied everything correctly. I usually don't. That's just a full stem, but let me see what this stem has in it, because it might have something cool in terms of shaker. But yeah, I'm curious to know what's your all initial instinct on writing a celebration track? Yeah, I'm not into that. I do want to do something bouncy and fun, however. So where should we start? Oh, does this have shaker in it as well? It's all construction kits. Grander. Oh, I think oh no, I probably didn't install that yet. Best of pop. I forgot that I have this as well. Okay, let's build our own shaker in this case. Build our own little pattern here. Bring that shaker in, bring that shaker in. And I don't normally do this, but I'm going to try to do it fast. Just have these two samples bounce off each other. Pan one a little bit to the right, one a little bit to the left. Group them together. We love groups and groups in Ableton Live, so I can bring the volume down if I need to. Send it to a little bit of reverb. And maybe even a little bit of delay. And let's just get a shaker groove going. I need groove to start. If it is going to be like a celebration track, then I definitely need some inspiration for energy and movement. So I'm just quickly cropping these and gonna reverse. Like, I'm not even hearing anything in my head yet. That's the challenge. So it might be easiest if I do something like this. Yeah, okay. Let me just do something like this as well. I'm going to keep rolling with it if it's working. And we'll copy that. I feel like this is like a 10-minute challenge because we're going to go to the top of the hour. I feel like this is like an against the clock. You guys like watching those against the clock? Is that even a thing people watch anymore, actually, is a better question to ask. I think they're fun to watch. You see a lot of people working on the timeline versus session view on that. I'll take it. Okay, 4-bar loop with that is fine. Let's give it a little filtering as well, and maybe even one more delay. The delay is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Like, I can create a groove with the delay really fast because it's going to add hits where there are not hits. And why not? If we're trying to work fast, we might as well do like a little 2 against 3. I can bring the feedback down. I can also loop this, which will make my life much easier. And again, when you're coming up with ideas and you just want to sit down and make some music, we might not even keep this. Like, just think about that. We might just need to get set off in a proper groove or something and then move completely away from this. But getting started and not just like bailing on a initial idea is the way to get going and get started. Okay, that's fine. I put a little auto filter on there. I don't even know why, but I do want to play with the tempo a little bit. Okay, at least that gives me a little bit of something to work off of. Okay, let's see. What's actually Serum? We have Serum. We like Serum. We've got lots of presets from Serum. I think like some of the most fun music that I listen to is literally K-pop. So I think I want to dig into a little bit of that style, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. Something like that could be fun. Lower? Why don't we just start with that? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Is that even synced with the tempo? I hope it is. All right, I'm going to go capture what I played before because it was the closest, even though it was messy. And you guys know I don't care about messy ideas. I'm not here for a performance. I'm here to write some music. Go back in this, quantize, fold, so I can actually see these notes. And I can tell that was a mistake. That was a mistake. This is a little too off. And what do you think about 4 to the floor kick, though? Let's just get excited about it. Or even a little bit of a drum and bass vibe could work as well. I'm thinking too much about this. Yes, all right, let's do this. Kick. And whatever I start, what we learned from last week is whatever I start this week, I've got to definitely for sure pick up next week and kind of finish out a little bit at the top of the stream. Yeah, I want to do like a little intro, but for now, I'm just going to put the 4 to the floor. I have an idea for that intro, but for the sake of time, let's keep going through and just add that 4 to the floor. And of course, we need a little bit of snare as well. Yes, a hard hitting like snap clap. Oh, I'm in the second bar. That's why that's weird. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's fine. This is the party just getting started, by the way. Okay, let's do that little second hit. And let's place it a little bit after. Yes, right here. Sounds like guns loading. That's cool. We'll have celebratory gunfire. Let's get this down here. We're gonna celebrate ADSR's birthday with a banger, that's for sure. But if you don't think that the challenge calls for a banger, please go off in your own direction. Don't feel like it has to be a banger just because we're doing this right now. That's my interpretation. I'm curious to see what everybody else's interpretation will be. get a nice hi-hat here. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I get a gift on the ADSR birthday? That's perfect. Desperate for it. I'm literally desperate for it. One more layer on that snare thing, because you all know I love to do like a little bit extra on the second hit. We do that, and then we throw a reverb. I got a hot live 11 take, but the effects being in folders, not a fan. But maybe that's just me not wanting change. Guys, shout out to the HDMI cable for not giving out on us. All right, we need a vocal sample. Simple Manager is a great GIF. We love that. Where is my sample packs? Okay. What do we have? What do we have? I just don't use construction kits. That's my thing. It's all basically just stems. You know what I'm saying? C sharp. See, it's just stem. I don't want to work with that. What do I have here? Vocal chops. Oh, I can work with that, depending on the key. Oh, I've actually used that beat before. Okay. I need one note. That, yeah. And let's find the right key. Are those paid samples or free? These are all samples from the ADSR store. They could be free for you if you enter the sample challenge and win a $100 voucher. Think about it. Rashane is here. All right, I'm doing too much with the vocal sample. Such a soulful thing. Doesn't quite fit the vibe though. So let me look. One more. Oh, those are so nice, but they're in a minor key, which is not going to help me. Okay, moving on. Synth. Oh, that's a fun synth line too. I have so many samples. I just literally never remember what I have. Simple Star Smooth. What's in here? Pretty cool. You guys are just getting a nice look into my sample library, I suppose. That's cool, but it's already chopped. Vox reverbs. Auto-tune. That could be fun. Minor, minor, minor. I don't want it to be in minor. Well, that's only one note, so I can make that work probably. I don't have to use tones. Turn that release up a little bit. There we go. I won't mess with the synth, with the pitch bend, but this synth is exciting. Well, not synth, sample. Let's just try to record it. 2, 3, 4. Now, obviously, I recorded an 8-bar phrase there. I didn't want to do that. And if we want everything to pump like crazy, we put a little bit of sidechain on here. And by a little bit, I mean, like an extreme amount usually, because why not? Threshold down. Add energy. I feel like this is just an intro and that next week we will build up to something great for ADSR's birthday. So until next week, I'm curious to see all of your takes on a celebration for ADSR. This is only just the beginning of mine. I want to hit a drop so hard on this. I might work on it off stream as well. But nonetheless, you have a week to get in on this upcoming sample challenge. So join the Discord, get in. This is the best week to join for sure because it's such a loose prompt. It's your interpretation, but we'll see what happens with these submissions. So make sure you're in the Discord, make sure you subscribe to ADSR's channel, and make sure you join us for the live streams that are happening like all the time, every week, multiple times a week. I'm here on Wednesdays, and I'm also here on Fridays discussing production topics. I think we're going to do it like a little bit of a genre exploration on Friday because I wanted to learn more about lo-fi house and talk about some of the distinct features of lo-fi house because I've been really, really getting into it. So that's coming up on Friday, but there's a lot of other great content coming up for you on the ADSR channel. Just turn notifications on so you don't miss it. I've got my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/Taetro. That's Taetro. So give me a visit. Check out all my other content over there. Be making videos, tutorials, things like that. And that's going to be it for this week, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been another fun stream with ADSR. We'll see you all on Friday. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Taetro for ADSR. Have a good one.